In the Crimson Coliseum of Kansas City, where legends are minted and miracles manifest, a shadow falls upon the sun. Patrick Mahomes, the alchemist of audacity, the wizard who weaves chaos into crowns, lies eclipsed, sidelined by cruel caprice. Whispers of woe cascade through the gridiron galaxy, the dynasty's dynamo dormant. For an empire erected on his escapades, this void is cataclysmic, a cleaver to the core. No longer the North Star navigating nights of November, his absence auctions the offense's soul. Can the Chiefs conjure continuity from calamity? Pundits ponder, partisans pray, predators prowl. This crucible cracks open the chassis of a juggernaut, probing not just playbook pivots, but the pulse of perseverance. Behold the breach, a ballad of bereavement, bravery, and rebirth, where one man's meteor trail tests a team's tether to transcendence. Mahomes transcends the trenches. He's the thunderclap in cleats, the savant scripting symphonies from scrambles. His gaze deciphers defenses like hieroglyphs. His arm arcs impossible parabolas, turning triage into triumph. Exile him, and the orchestra orphans. Rhythms rupture, receivers reel in the rear view of his radar. The Chiefs' cabal of creativity, unhinged by his hunch, crumbles to calculus, each cadence a concession. Linemen lose their lodestar, wideouts wither without wizardry's whisper. Metrics mock the mayhem, yards plummet, points perish, possessions petrify. Yet the chasm yawns deeper, delving into psyche's sanctum, where his sangfroid steady storms, irreplaceable by edicts or exhortations. This rift, a requiem for rhythm, radiating ruin through every relay of the red machine. Kansas City's canvas, once kaleidoscopic, now craves a crude contour. Spotlight scorches the successor, a sentinel summoned from shadows to spotlight's savage scrutiny. Where Mahomes moonwalks through mayhem, the proxy plods with prudence, structured savant sans sorcery spark. The scheme, sculpted for his sleight of hand, stutters in straitjacket. Simplifier splinter. Mentors muster mid-course maneuvers, bartering brilliance for ballast, lest lapses lure losses. He inherits a harem of heroes habituated to halos, now hawking hope amid heresy. Public paeans parade poise, but privy qualms quiver. Can cadence conquer the chasm his charisma carved? Synchronizations the sphinx, swift syncopation or sluggish stutter? Even etched in emerald rehearsals, emulating his etheric essence eludes. This gauntlet, a gospel of grit for the guardian, where every huddle hymns humility, and the offense's odyssey orbits his orbit, or oblivion. For Oracle Andy Reid, ring weaver extraordinaire, this is Ragnarok Redux, a riddle ravaging his repertoire. The savant who summons serpents from schemes now salvages sans his serpent tongue. Adapt or atrophy, transmute the tome to tether the Tyro's toolkit, fusing flair with fortitude. His ledger of lore, labyrinths laced through luminaries, lends latitude, but alchemy demands audition. Audible's arc between audacity and austerity, turnovers the toll booth to twilight. Motions mosaic, play actions poetry, routes requital, all recalibrate in rehearsal's forge. His helm's hush, a harbor in hurricane, hinges on homage to the helix. Trust transmutes tremor to tempo. Reid's renown? Not in repose, but reinvention, piloting the prow through peril, where pedigree proves the panacea for a platoon poised on precipice. Without Mahomes' muse, mastery morphs to mosaic, and the maestro's metal measures the maelstrom. The firmament fractures. Kelce, the Kelpie of the core, cascades from co-conspirator to cornerstone, nexus of nerve and nuance. Their tandem tango, telepathic and tidal, transmogrifies to tentative tango with the transient triggerman. Compact contours, clipped clips, condensed canvases claim his craft. He morphs from metronome to mainstay. Rice's radar, Pacheco's piston, pawns promoted to paladins, consistency their crusade. The Bulwark Brigade, bastions bolstered, pockets prolonged to parry the precipice. No quarter for quivers. The ledger's ledger demands laser focus, where whimsy wanes and workmanship waxes. Leadership's locust leaps from lone luminary to legion's liturgy, discipline the decree, precision the psalm, solidarity the sacrament. Kelce's keel, kinetic and kindred, kindles the kindle. From fireworks to forge fire, the phalanx forges fortitude in the forge of fate. As the attack assays austerity, the rearguard rises. Reversals requital in a realm ruled by razzle-dazzle. Mahomes' meteors mask the margins. Now, the bulwarks bear the brunt. Spagnuolo's syndicate summoned to strangle Tempo's throat. Clock commandeered, cataclysms curtailed, turf tilts through tenacity. Jones' juggernaut, Sneed's sentinel saddled with salvation, each rep a referendum on resolve. Possessions pendulum, third downs tribunal, fumbles folly, the catechism of complementarity. No longer the afterthought to aerial artistry, they ascend as architects of attrition. This transmutation? Team's tapestry torn and rewoven, where grit girds the garrison. Overshadowed no more, the defense dons the diadem, dictating destiny, where every denial dons dominion, adversity's anvil. Will they wet the weapon or wilt in the weight? When titans tumble, the tabernacle trembles. Mahomes' mantle, a monolith of morale, morphs to mosaic of metal. Reid's repose, a reef in riptide, rallies the ranks, but the ether's etheric echo evades easy emulation. Kelce's clarion, Jones' jihad, Humphrey's hush, hierophants harnessing harmony from havoc. Drills distill to doctrine, conclaves to creed. Import inflates, introspection the imperative. Foes foment fracture, phantoms fester, yet the cult of confidence, cultured in crucibles past, counters with covenant. Trust's tapestry, accountability's altar. The unseen skirmish where specters surrender to solidarity. This odyssey of the occult, belief the blade, banter the bomb. Without their lodestar, the Legion learns luminosity from within, where unity's urn holds the unguent for uncertainty's ulcer. Annals anoint the anointed, epics etch endurance, where Bellicix brewed brave Brady's void, Breeze's brigade bridged the breach. The Chiefs' conundrum? Kin to those crucibles, can corpuscles compensate for the corpus? Mahomes hoisted horizons, but hegemony's hymn harmonizes hardship's harmony. Depth's dossier, Reid's repository, Warrior's wisdom, the quartet quizzed and quarterbacks quarter. Annals of adversity, upheavals unearthed, playoffs is purgatory, Phoenix flights, forge the phalanx's fortitude. This tableau? Tapestry threaded through time, transfiguring trial to talisman. Dynasties don't dissolve in dusk, they dawn discern, where the gauntlet's gleam gilds the grimoire. Kansas City's chronicle? Cadence of continuity, where the shadow's shroud unveils the substance beneath the supernova. Bereft of brilliance, victory's vector veers to verity, execution's edifice, adaptability's arc, equilibrium's equation. Odds oracle and odyssey, offenses oracle obscured, yet the rearguard's rampart ranks regal, a rampart for rummage wins. Line's loyalty, lore's longevity, the lieutenant's ledger, steadiness supplants spectacle, marches methodically manifest. No neon now, nuance in nibbles, possessions piety, penalties is purgatory. Special squads as saviors, sans serif sans fireworks, the gospel of grind. Optimism's oracle tempers with tally, trails tighten, but trails tread true. The metamorphosis? From flash to foundation, resilience's rootstock rooting deeper, dynasty's DNA distilled to durable alloy. The ledger lies narrower, but navigable. Balance the beacon, where the brigade's ballast buoys the bark through the breakers. The Chiefs confront their Colosseum. Sans Mahomes' mantle, the monad of might, they mine the marrow of majesty. Empire's assay not an apex alone, but abyss's ascent, endurance the elegy, evolution the epode. Discipline's dirge, unity's unison, adaptability's anthem. The alchemy in kneeling alloy unbreakable. His hiatus, a harsh hieroglyph. Holograms the hierarchy. Depth's diadem, helm's homage, horde's heart. Verdict? Not in vaults of victory, but valor's vault. The virility veiled in vicissitude. A pantheon persists not by preserving the pristine, but pummeling the precipice, rising, refined, relentless. In the end, the Chiefs' creed crystallizes. Greatness gleams not in the glow of one, but the grit of the gestalt. The kingdom kneels not to the king, but to the collective's coronation, unyielding, unbowed, unbound.